Welcome to Duke's United Show. Oh, my voice is gone. Welcome to Duke's United Show. And it's the match preview for Leeds versus Man United, the rerun after we played them earlier obviously early in the week. And hopefully we can get a better result than we did, and we can start better than we did as well. Garf, how are you feeling today?
Good, mate. Good, yeah. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like Ten Hag's going to know a little bit more about this side now, and he's going to know what he needs to do. He's going to make sure that the boys do not start sloppily. And that one player that he was out of position, I'm quite sure it was Varane. I'm quite sure. Remember when we mentioned it after the game? Mm-hmm. Varane was out of position for that first goal. So I'm quite sure it was him. And I think he'll have to be on his game this time round. And yeah, it's a mad one because we got a lot of information in that first game, and it showed that we had a lot of fight to come back from 2-0 down at Old Trafford on another season. What would have happened? It would have been 4-0 at the end of the game. So, yeah. What were your thoughts on the last game quickly before we move on to this one?
I think we were silly, obviously, giving away those 2 goals at the start of each half. We can't be starting like for all I saying about the Premier League yesterday, we can't be starting like that against teams in the Premier League, man. We just can't. It just doesn't work because teams will and we've got to learn how to play out of a high press as well. When teams are high pressing us, we've got to learn. And I think Ten Hag said this: we've got to realise when we can and when we can't. It's all like that's what he wants us to play, but don't try it when they've got 6 players. Then you've got no option. Boot it. Just boot it. Just get it out because both of those goals were silliness. High presses from the start. So listen, like you said, a lot learned from that game. I don't think the same mistakes will be made. I really don't. As you're saying, I can't imagine that. If I don't know Ten Hag yet. I don't know what sort of manager he is, but you presume he absolutely went into him after that game. The man he seems to be, he went into him. So you'd hope that they've learned their lesson. Like I've already said, we'll get into 2 sections. I think it's going to be pretty much the same team. So it just they need to be better, 100% better.
Yeah, make sure you put in your
score,
your predictions, guys, as well as you, Garth. Make sure your prediction is written in there before. Our little daughter's on. Good to see her on here. She's watching in at the moment. So yeah, she's actually chilling at Wes Brown's house at the minute. So yeah, love it, Alia. We'll see you guys in a bit. Yeah,
solid player. We could do a player like Wes Brown these days, mate. And
he's a great player,
right back, centre back. Really underrated centre back, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I want to get him on the show soon. Once there's a good show, I think we might have to do a special with him actually, where we can ask him some questions about United, anything that we need to get together a list of questions that we can ask about them times when the golden times, and then make sure we make a nice hour of it because I don't want to spend 2 minutes on with him, and it's a proper Man United boy there that I grew up watching, so yeah, be nice. Right, let's take a look at the league table first and foremost, because that's what we have to look at and see what's going on, because we missed a chance to get closer to Man City. I think it would have been same points, but the goal difference would have been obviously superior for Man City. But as you can see, we're still in third. We will get we will go second, and City would have 2 games in hand on us if we get to win. No, actually, they're playing today, so it won't happen because I'm sure. When are Man City playing anyway? I'm not sure.
Aston Villa, they're away at Villa at 4:00.
That's after us, right?
It's after us, yeah.
Yeah. So we will momentarily go ahead if we do win that game. As you can see, Leeds are right at the bottom there in 16th position. As you know, they drew against us, so it's a bit weird because their last game is us, and that's their last team that have played. And I'm just going to be showing Man United's version as well, and it'll be exactly the same. So yeah, let's just take this thing off the screen so you can see. Look, that's what they started with. They had a lot of injuries going into the during the game, so we can imagine their team is going to change quite a bit. But Gnonto, whatever his name is, he was killing it down the left. Although he doesn't really do a lot. If you look at the whole season, he hasn't really done a lot, but he looked very, very dangerous on Wednesday night. Since there, I was lucky he came off, but then their other player, who's their second top scorer, came on anyway. So in Somerville, yeah. So he done well. They look a good side attacking wise, but they can be got at big time, and United really need to take advantage of that. Let's take a look at their top scorers. Canonto has actually jumped into third spot. As you can see, he's overtaken last year since there. He's on 4 as well. But yeah, he's actually in there now. And shot accuracy, 64%. We need to keep him quiet. And if you want to take a look at the stats from the game, we had 24 shots, 7 on target, 66% of the ball. I don't think that second goal happens again. It's a freak goal, pretty much. The first goal, they caught us, like I said, sleeping. But for the rest of the game, we were totally in charge, even without Casemiro, even without the main players that we haven't had recently. So let's take a look at United's starting 11. So we added the low. I didn't expect him to come in. Obviously, with Ambasaka injured. Well, not well. He played. Sabitzer Fred was in there. Shaw, Martinez, Varane. Rashford was on the right for some silly reason. I'd like to see Rashford on the left and Garnacho on the right. Vegos was up front and Bruno. So, Garf, tell me, when you look at that side and how they performed, you know, what were you happy with and unhappy with the changes, the players that were changed and what happened there?
Well, first of all, I just want to say, listen, those stats correlate with exactly what I was saying. A lot of people saying it was a tough game. I don't think it was. They had 2 shots on target, scored 2 goals. We were all over them all game. We should have won that game 4-2, 5-2. It was just Mesler pulled out some, if you think about it, some magnificent saves. We had some awful shots that should have gone in, that they were well off target. So the changes, listen, Ten Hag knows what he's doing. Obviously, bringing Sancho on changed the game, in my opinion. I know it's only been 2 like 30-minute stints we've seen from him, but both of them have very much impressed me. I think, Sancho was the catalyst for that change. Yeah. He was very, I forget what the word is, attacking. He was very willing to take the ball, front-footed. That's what exactly was. Very front-footed, very willing to take the ball, move it forward, take defenders out of their positions, pull them onto him. So, absolutely, Sancho changed the game. If we had anyone else, I would have Fred on the bench for this game because he was appalling in the last game. That's all. He's been playing well elsewhere. But you have to sit down after a performance like that. We ain't got no one else. So
who would you have put in then if that happened? If you took Fred off the squad, off the side, who would you put in for him?
Well, of what we got. Well, I mean, we haven't got Eriksen. This is what I'm saying. We ain't got anyone else. We haven't got Eriksen. We haven't got Casemiro. But if McTominay was fit after Fred's performance, I'd have to give McTominay another go. Although McTominay, the last time he played, was equally as awful. You're in that realm. It's you know what I mean, the lesser of 2 evils, basically. You know what I mean?
So you wouldn't take him out for this game, though. You wouldn't take him out for this game, but no, if you had options, you would.
I'm not throwing Zidane Iqbal in there, young kid against Leeds. I'm not like half time. Maybe if we're 1-2-0 up, I'm not throwing. I know a lot of people want to see it. Or is Charlie Savage still here, or did he go out on loan? Or, you know what I mean?
Sure, but
whoever, or Kobe Maino, as people are talking about. I'm not throwing a 17-year-old in against Leeds, mate. I'm not. Not like. Sorry, no. But so if there are options, obviously Fred would sit down. There ain't. So it's Fred. I think that's the easiest one today. It's definitely Fred and Sabitzer in the centre tomorrow. So
I think so. Just a quick one. Rashford has moved on to 20 again, so I constantly continue having to update the top scorers list because Rashford doesn't stop. He does not stop. He's got second highest goal. What was it? Shot accuracy. No, what was it? Goals per 90. He's actually second behind Martial of all people. Just slightly behind him. The goals per 90. Obviously, it's a bit skewed when you don't play enough games. But Rashford, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And his shots on target, goal conversion rate, 28%. He's up that because I'm sure it would have been about 10, 15% at them times in the Europa League. So for him to push that up that high now, as you can see, he's been going on a tear and he's been hitting the target pretty much every single shot he's had. And Benny McCarthy's been working with him on his crossing heading. I'm quite sure of that, guy. He is firing with the crossing heading. My gosh.
That was another one. I saw that on Twitter. People were like, why is Benny McCarthy coming in? He weren't even a good player. And it's like,
yes, he was.
Benny McCarthy was a striker. That is a proper striker, Benny McCarthy. Right. And clearly, who else is improving? Who else there who's been brought in specifically to improve the strikers is improving Rashford's heading? It isn't just all of a sudden Rashford woke up one morning and was like, do you know what? I'm going to start using my head. I'm going to start heading. Come on now.
You know what? What's funny enough? On Wednesday, I went down to Man City's ground and I caught up with Chris Samba. And we was just talking about strikers and stuff, and he brought up. He says, "Listen, Benny McCarthy." He goes, "Well, because I was there, I had a preseason, I had a trial at Blackburn when he was there, and Benny McCarthy was there, Jason Roberts, all them, and he was talking about, listen, Benny McCarthy's finishing, mate. He hits the target with every shot." He was saying that's how good he was. Obviously, he didn't work so hard at times, but yeah, he was a top finisher, and we were just reminiscing about that. And again, he's bringing that out and showing people what you can do. So yeah, he needs to be there, and not enough teams in the country have striker coaches to teach them exactly what they need to do. And look what happens when you get one in. His heading is ridiculous now. He's hit the target with bullet headers, and his runs, his timing's been perfect. Like, unbelievable from Rashford. Loving his heading, unbelievable. So yeah, keep that coming, Rashi. Yeah, keep that coming.
Can I just say that Samba was also a unit of a centre back? That geezer, like another underrated player, man. The geezer was awesome. He never really got the big move, like proper, but like he should have done, because he was a great
man mountain, mate. He's a man mountain.
Well. Yeah.
I was looking up at him the whole time. Like, we chatted for like half an hour, 40 minutes, and I'm like, my neck started hurting. I was like, oh, yeah, I've got to go now, mate. I've got to go. But yeah, his kids are doing very well down at City as well. I just watched them play, and yeah,
fair play.
By also, who scored a great goal? Emma Heskey's son, Jaden. He cut in and just ripped a few people and got a penalty as well. It was lovely to see. So them boys are killing it, carrying on obviously the family talents there. So yeah,
that sounds like Champ now. When you've played Champ for 20 years and all of the ex-players' kids are now in the team, bro. That's awesome. I love that. It's
crazy. But Ten Hag said that we're not going to see Anthony again. We're not going to see Martial, of course. We know that already anyway. Okay, and McTominay's still out as well. So for some reason, Anthony's got a hip problem. And he said that I think I'm hearing that he might not even be available for the Barcelona game, which will be a shame, because I want to see Anthony playing. We do talk about the weaknesses that he has, but that's just to say what we want to see getting better. We're not trying to put him down. We're looking at him saying, look, he's a great talent. He's got great abilities about him, but we'd like to see these things improve as well. Now, when he's not playing, he is missed. He is missed because what he does for the side. It's not an individual game football. It's not tennis, is it? So when you miss that, you do lose a bit of the structure to the side. You lose a little bit of balance, and that energy that he brings. I think he brings a lot of energy to our side, and we're missing him. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Whoever said it in the chat as well, exactly right. He works in the system, and he's a system player. Ten Hag knows what he wants from him. It's very frustrating for me and you watching him, because we want to see, I think as Man United fans anyway, we want to see our wingers attack.
Yeah.
And the more and more I watch him, he just isn't that player. You know what I mean? Like, he does attack, but not down. Let me rephrase that. We want to see him taking it down to the byline, getting in, tying up defenders, literally, like, you know what I mean, leaving them with twisted blood. And he ain't that player, but we definitely missed him against Leeds the last game, 100%, because of whatever you say about Anthony, he still makes defenders think. And he still makes the midfielder come out and watch him. Rashford sits, when he's playing on the right, Rashford's sitting on the last man. So he's only one defender that's got to worry about him. You know what I mean? So you're not taking that midfielder out of play. We definitely missed him. And I agree with you. I think we need him for Barcelona. From what I've heard, it is going to be tight. Like, it's going to be a real, like, one of them ones. Wednesday morning fitness test, Thursday morning fitness test. You know what I mean? Just to see if he can get in there.
Man. Let's see anyway. The game's on Thursday, isn't it? So yeah, I get what you mean. So yeah, we'll see. But look, we're going into the predicted 11s now. We know United's form. Just have a quick look again. You can see now it's another draw. So it's kind of looking. It used to be all greens. Now it's two greens, two greys, and one red. So you can see it's kind of a mixed form at the moment. Now we need to get back to winning ways if we want to push on to just be what we are. We don't want to fall off now, especially against this kind of team that we need to be able to beat. We've shown we're superior, even with certain players out. We need to go and win. But talk me through your predicted 11, Garf. I'll bring it up and tell me what you think.
Listen, it's what we've got, in my opinion. This is like, if Aaron Ramsdale's back fit, which I understand he is, he's back better. He goes straight in for Dalot because of Leeds attacking, in my opinion. As we've already said, they're equal players, pretty much. Like some have got flaws here, some are better elsewhere. Like so, I do. Yeah, I've got Garnacho on the right. Garnacho on the right. Rashford. You don't take Rashford off the left now. You just don't.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, don't take him off the left. I don't. You know, I don't care. Play anyone else out on the right. And Weghorst, unfortunately. I mean, God, you've got to play Weghorst because we've literally got no one else unless you're bringing up one of the kids, and which I think they should do because Weghorst has given us nothing. That's the only thing I'd say. Maybe Ten Hag thinks to himself, do you know what? Sancho's ready, and he puts Rashford through the centre and Sancho on the right, Garnacho on the left. But
I would do that. I would do that, but
think he will.
Yeah, in a realistic world, I don't want to see Sancho start yet, because I want him to continue this smooth transition back into the side. And I want to see him get a 45 next, then a 60 minutes when he starts next, not straight now. I think if we give him some minutes now, then he might be ready for Thursday to start and maybe come off at 60 minutes. But this game here, I'd still start with the side that started, because Garnacho, for all his, he failed a few times trying to take on his man, Ayling and stuff. But in the end, he the one who had the great chance in the game. He should have scored in that game. So for all, the youngster, he created something. Normally, when you see a youngster start for United, when Elanga's been playing, we've not really seen much from him. And then they come off. In this, I'm happy I'm hearing like, oh, Garnacho had the great chance and should have scored. That means he's creating something, even when he's playing not well. I'm loving that, to be fair. And and he deserves a start again.
He had one bad game. You can't take him out for one bad. I know I said that about Fred, but Fred was awful. He was
that's different, isn't it?
Garnacho, we've seen what he's been doing for weeks and weeks and weeks. You know, I've seen on Twitter the hyperbole on Twitter about Garnacho all of a sudden. It's like, ladies, what are you talking about? He's had one bad game. He has been one of the highlights of our team this season. He's been electric. We've loved every minute. And that was my point. He missed two glaring opportunities. He had a bad game. There's no reason to be saying anything else. No one, even Mbappe, has a bad game. You know what I mean? Zidane had bad games. So, it means nothing to me, one bad game.
Yeah, exactly. So look, I'm going to talk you through my starting 11. Before I do put it up, I do want to say that, I would love to have seen Sancho start on the right, Garnacho on the left, and Rashford up front. He may even do that. What he normally does. He normally does something other than what we put. Like, he's even put the side out, and we're going to go with the same thing we're going to go with, and he probably do it different because he wants to evade us. He does one. He don't want us to get one starting lineup right ever this season. Flipping heck, mate. Never. Yeah, in my team is Wan-Bissaka right back. I think he'll come back in because he mentioned something to do with the what they've been used to over the last few games, and then the rhythm kind of was kind of changed a bit. Dalot coming back, needing to get his feet again. Varane, I see the back four, the rest of them as same. I think Sabitzer is going to play again. Fred will play, given another chance, so we don't have no other options, as you said. And look, it's just pretty much what you've said, isn't it? So I think it's the same, isn't it? Exactly the same.
Yeah, we've got exactly the same.
Nothing at all. So
it's exactly the same. Apart from the handsome chap in the middle, mate. You know what I mean? It's exactly the same. So.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
I'm definitely talking about me, Nate. But you take it how you want it, mate.
But I think that's exactly how it's gonna be. I hope you've updated your goal scoring list.
Yeah, I took Weghorst out of it because he ain't scoring. I'm jinxing him, but I keep putting him in. He's going to score, so he's getting a brace tomorrow because I've taken him out of the goal scorers, mate.
Okay, so you're basically going with you've done it the other way around, but that's fine. You know what it means anyway. So let's go with your starting lineup, your predicted score, and what you think.
3-1. Rashid's going to score again all day, Bruno. And seeing some bits with his shots, I still think he's going to score. I do. I thought he was going to score in the last game, nearly did. And I think Sabitzer, for me, honestly, I keep saying this. Let me ask you about Sabitzer. From what you've seen, very limited. Would you take him for a reasonable price in the summer?
I think so, but
as an option,
I think so because he looks like he's got enough about him to be quick-minded, making decisions quickly, get shots off when he needs to. I just want to wait to see him with Casemiro. I think it will be a lot better when he's in there, because the denser bits don't need to do what Casemiro needs to do. And then he can be what Fred is now, if you get what I mean. Because the amount of times Fred lost the ball and then he's there having to chase back with everybody, I think he doesn't need to waste time in the games doing that. And I think he'll do better. Yeah, I think he definitely looks like a Man United player. He looks like he could easily fit in, made a few little mistakes, but that's because he doesn't know the way we play at the moment. Them little misplaced passes, that's just to do with not knowing the structure, the way the team's moving, each player, how they play. So, yeah, I'm quite he didn't have the best of games, like great game or anything. He had a standard game, but what you can see from him, I think he could fit in this side and be part of our squad for sure. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you've gone with 3-1. I've gone with 2-1. Playing at Elland Road again. They're no jokes, mate. They're a joke, but they're no joke at the same time. It's like it's never going to be easy against them at Elland Road unless we make it easy. You know, like if you don't put everything in from minute one, and you don't push them on the back foot from minute one, they can get you on the back foot because they have got high intensity players who will pressure you. And you know, we don't have them players at the moment that will press resistant. So if we can start better and get 1-0 up, then you see a nice, cool game. But the minute a team like that goes 1-0 up, it just becomes like what happened on Wednesday. It's nightmare to try and get back in the game. And you know what? Hats off to them for coming back and actually making it happen. It's one of them things, isn't it? You get one goal and you're like, we're definitely getting a second. And then you get the second, you're going, we're definitely getting a third because these guys are going to get done over.
I thought we were, yeah.
Yeah. So it's one of them teams that you expect to beat, but you have to be on your game fully to beat them. And to make it easy, you have to work real hard. You can't just go, this is going to be easy. Oh, there you go. There's one goal. There's 4. We beat them 4-0 and then 6 this. And yeah, we'll do it again. And I think that's a little bit that crept in the last game. And then
it definitely did with me. It definitely did with me when I was giving my predictions.
Yeah.
100% props.
So yeah. But yeah, man. Look.
I agree with you entirely though, man. This is the thing with Lee. I think when again you look at them stats, we could easily have won that game 5-2. When you really think about the 2 chances gone that charade, the shot from us, and that's exactly what you said. If we can just stick them on the back foot immediately, exactly what you said, get a couple of goals early, we're 2-0 up at half time, the game's done. They ain't coming back from 2-0 down like we did. They're just not. Chance. So
yeah, they won't have enough and they'll be deflated because the minute you get deflated and you're already down at the bottom, mate, it's a different feeling, mate. I've been at the bottom. I've been relegated before. I've, it's not nice when you go out into the game thinking, right, let's please go win this game. We got a goal up. You're like, yes, right. We can now start playing great football. The minute you start a game and you go, yeah, let's go and win this. And then you leak a goal straight away. You're like, oh my days. Oh my. And then you leak another, oh my days. You just finished. So yeah, then you have to be really strong to get back.
Is that even worse for you as a striker up top where you've got nothing, you can't do anything about it whatsoever? You know what I mean? Like you literally can't. All you see is just goals leaking in. You're like, there's nothing I can do in this game. It does hurt, does it? Yeah,
it's the worst feeling ever, mate. It is the worst feeling ever. You just feel like you got no. Obviously, you have to be a team to make things happen, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a killer.
You're not running back from like every moment, running back from their area to tackle. You know what I mean? Strikers you're just watching, like you can see it happening. You track your man back, and then you're like, you've got to stop that. You've got to stop, because that's what I used to do. The team I played for was awful, mate. We were awful. We used to lose like 8-7-0 all the time, and exactly the same. We'd get like in the change room beforehand, we Powerade out, getting the gels in. Like, yeah, we're getting this today, boys. We're getting this today. Get on the pitch, mate. First minute they've scored, you're just like,
it's a killer.
I'm paying for this as well. You got paid, mate. I'm paying to play this game.
It's a killer, mate. It's just it's one of them ones. If you score goals and you're losing, you feel a little bit better about yourself because you feel like I've done my job. I know what I need to do. I've had chances and I've scored them. So when people are doing their reactions on the game, they're not going to say he was missing chances, he's the reason why you lost. And so it's just a thing where you don't want to obviously put it in people's faces. I'm scoring, but you lot are not scoring. You're not defending well. Come on, man. But it's like, I don't know. It's a touchy one when you're losing, because the defenders, they'll feel like it's their fault. But then you can't say anything because that's not fair. Because when you don't score and you'll lose a game, but this is it. That's the kind of the balance you got to have as a team, because you know you're all a team as one. You can't kill the defenders unless it's glaring mistakes. Yeah, you kill a defender, and if it's a glaring mistake I miss, they're gonna kill me, and I got to accept that, and I got to be better. Otherwise, I shouldn't be playing. So. Yeah, it's a killer, man, especially when you're going down.
Lots of side glances in the change room after the game. That's what it used to be in our one, mate. No one blaming no one, but down the pub afterwards, it just when you see the defender that conceded 7 telling you that you should have put one away, you're like, yeah, mate, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, mate. Thank you, mate. Yeah, it says you who just let him run past you, mate, and you're on the floor. What are you doing on the floor? What are you doing getting sent to the groceries for? Flipping heck. Stand on your feet. Yeah. So anyway. That's all we got time for today. Obviously, we'll be on Sunday 4:15. It will be the match reaction to a 3-point win. I'm telling you, we are going second momentarily. It's gonna happen. We are winning this game. It's going to be 2-1. It's gonna be 3-1 if you're listening to Garf as well. So a win both ways.
Yeah. 3 points on the board. No worries, mate.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace out.